Order at 4:04 p.m. Roll call, Rosie Barroso, not here. And Gary Cardenas, Maria Sanchez.
Yes, here's
Lindsay Wallach, I'm here. Mr. William Perez,
I'm here.
Mr. Hector Suco,
Present.
and then I need to add
Yes.
Marley into the roll call.
With a Y?
It's Marley, if I'm not mistaken.
E-Y.
With the loss. And I forgot to do it.
Yeah, Marly.
And her last name
Hernandez.
is.
Z at the end?
Yep.
And she's here.
All right. I need deferrals, additions, or deletions. I wanna add something on there. For a second. Can we put it for new business line item D? And it's, something that I saw up in Broward where I'm living that they're doing, that we should, how cool if we could do it in the town. And so the 988 numbers, they have these plaques, and I took a picture in the Publix parking lot.
I saw that.
You saw that, right? How cool we did that here in the town. And I took a picture of it, so I want to put that as a line item.
That one is cool.
Yeah, so I'll do
Motion to add.
motion to add. Sorry.
So
I
it's
got
be
excited.
second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, perfect, and anything else you guys wanna add on there? Okay, perfect, so public comments, hi guys, how are you? So glad you're here again, I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear.
Yes. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay,
please,
great.
go ahead.
I'm so glad to pass out so you guys have an idea what I'm proposing. I'm from First Alarm. I'm the founder. I was here last year. My husband passed away in July. He's a Miami-Dade Fire Rescue lieutenant who unfortunately lost his battle with PTSD. And I founded this foundation. So I loved last year's festival. I thought it was great. I thought bringing awareness to the community is amazing and it needs to be done. But especially with the first responders, they're, obviously the men and women who serve us and they're here for us, but they feel, it's a stigma to break it and to say I need help. I thought that First Alarm could have a 5K before the actual of the festival. I thought that would be a nice way that we can, recently we had Captain Bill from Guston from Miami-Dade Fire Rescue unfortunately took his life about on Sunday. My husband, and then also Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, Felicia Kinsey also took her life, and this has all happened in less than a year. I would love to dedicate that 5K to them, and I think we would get a lot of police and fire that would join the race, and then obviously can enjoy the festival afterwards. So that's my proposal. I wanted to see how you guys felt about it.
So it's funny because when we initially we're gonna do this event in October, we were gonna do something like a walkathon, like a race or something like that. The problem was that since we didn't have enough time to plan, it was like way over our head at that time, and then we needed Eventbrite, we needed teams, and then it became too complicated, so we just made it into a festival, so that would be great to
Yeah.
incorporate that.
There's an issue. We already have a 5K for the veterans
Okay.
in December. And that's the major fundraiser for the veterans.
Okay.
And that goes right to the support veterans in the local community, Miami Lakes.
So we would conflict with both, like having a thing.
Yeah, we'll be basically trying to fundraise from the same people.
Is this here? This has to be here?
Well, she was gonna use the opportunity of that same day, like do it, I guess, before the festival, you know what I mean?
Because I think the first responders too need their own,
Mhm.
I understand veterans and I think that's a beautiful thing, but I think also to just, reminding first responders are also going through a lot, and especially at this time. I mean, it's very obvious,
Yeah.
3 people in less than a year. I think the awareness needs to be brought. And I think what more of a beautiful place than Miami Lakes, this is my hometown, and I think it would be a great, especially for mental awareness. I mean, we have
Yeah.
brought in so many things, but we've forgotten about police and fire.
So how would that play out? Because would it be?
I'm not unsympathetic to this.
No, I know, and
I mean,
also
I-
like
I-
the town has to get
from-
involved and
yeah,
give us
town
the
has to-
approval. So, cause how would it be, cause it
Well,
would be her nonprofit coordinating it,
Right.
would we be sponsoring like as a town?
Well, I
office?
think that's kind of.
I won't get too far ahead right now,
Yeah,
because I will tell you, the Veterans Committee will
mhm,
go against this.
got it, okay.
A veteran kills himself every 20 minutes in the United
Mhm.
States, so I think it's a worthy thing. I think we gotta find something that we can do to help raise money for this foundation. But not another 5K raise. We have one already.
What's up then?
Well, just on my end, I'm just giving you information from the town end, in terms of like when new events kind of come about, and I think I spoke to you yesterday.
Yes.
the day before. So, there's two ways to do it. Either you get one of the committees to buy in and
Mhm.
kind of support the effort if it aligns with what they want to do and they have the resources to do it. That's kind of the easiest way to streamline that. And then they always have to go to council at the end of the day. They always have to go for approval, but it does have to pass this board first. If this is the committee you're looking for support from. The other way to do it, which, you know, other people have done 5Ks in town that have nothing to do kind of with the committees, is they go on their own, they request a special event permit, there's a fee for that, and you guys kind of organize it completely on your own. The town is kind of just allowing it to happen in terms of like safety and closing up roads and all that, like they kind of just have to pre-approve it, it has to go through that process, but then you would have to take care of that permit through the town. So those are really the two ways to bring about an, you know, your vision to life.
And any other way of making this a walkathon instead of 5K race is where we have 5K race.
We should do a walkathon. I mean, I just
Yeah.
said 5K, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
just
I
to
figured
tweak it
out
or
why
something
not.
else, yeah, yeah.
If that's the issue, then.
Really,
yeah.
really, it's just a matter of this, we have a 5K race already that raises money, and maybe the walkathon will get another group of kids. Group of people maybe.
Well, is there like a certain distance for a walkathon? Because 5K obviously is 5K, but is it
Yeah.
like,
You can do like 2
Not
miles,
necessarily.
1 mile. You can
so,
walk like 4 laps around the Veterans Park.
Do like a walk from memory, in memory of.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I
person
mean,
passed
that would
away.
work.
That'll be
Well, we have
that'll be a
to do
I
mile.
think it's gonna
That's
bring
fine.
more people to the event. I mean, last
And
year's
they're
event
all-
was
and
great,
they'll-
but I think
yeah.
that we're gonna get a little
It'll
more.
be all right where the tents are and where everything's going on.
is that the thing? Like, would we do, hey, thank you for joining the walkathon, please walk 4 times around or 3 times around, maybe 1 lap per person?
Well, I
Yeah.
think we do it before the actual, right?
Yeah, I
Like, we
would
do
say
it-
before.
Like you come in for
Start
the
it off.
walkathon and then these people show
Start
up, whatever,
at
well,
X,
yeah,
ends
like
at
we
X.
start, I think at 10, so the walkathon would be maybe like 9 to 9:30 or 9:40, you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
a 45-minute before. Right, maybe?
mean,
It'd be kind of
usually
hard to
the
be,
5Ks
everybody to be setting up, you
Yeah.
know, if you're trying to do it before from 9 to 9:30, everyone's gonna show up. It starts at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no, they would have to
To
set
set
up.
up.
Yeah, we would have to set up like at 8, for example,
You
like
have- you
instead of
have
be 8 to
something
9,
different
9, we
timeline.
have to
Yeah.
move around the timeline and
We'll
all
have to
that.
set
to
everything up,
accommodate,
all the
which I
tents, all the
would say-
sponsors.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
Then,
the
you know,
5Ks
give
normally
people to
end
walk.
something like a fall.
Like a
it's like a
Essentially.
festival, exactly, so it would just be like the walk around and the festival to end it, like, and then it goes, turns into that, they're already there.
But yeah.
But you know, the other
ultimately,
thing we
it's
can
a
do is what we
committee
did.
decision.
I mean, what
Yeah.
we did last time was, when we did this pumpkin patch thing, we donated half the proceeds to the Girl Scouts. So we could just do the same thing. I mean, we get a lot of, we get a lot of good traction, we get a lot of folks showing up.
And
And I
this year
think,
we're also increase the sponsorship of, again,
Yeah.
we were given like a month or two to plan this event.
Right,
The
yeah.
fact that 30 providers showed up and then we didn't charge them enough because we wanted to not be like, oh my God, we're gonna charge you all this month, and then nobody shows up in the community.
Mhm.
This year, we already know the date, we already have things, already have sponsors, people that participated. We've increased the amount to participate, so we'll get more funding.
the
I mean,
other
I
thing,
don't
you know,
know,
because
but, I mean, I'm
when
okay
you,
with
when
doing
you
a
make it a walkathon or a 5K, you increase logistical costs a lot.
Yeah.
You gotta get a race manager, you gotta put out little
I know that the
things.
reason why
little
we're
bags.
doing that- right.
Obviously, like, that's what we would take care of. We're just, you
Okay.
know, we're trying to bring more people to you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I think that obviously police and fire, you're gonna get a lot of people,
yeah.
especially since they're local. You're definitely gonna get a turnout.
so, I
I
mean, why
guarantee
don't we
that.
just, you know, I don't know if we want to host the different, every time we have the May fall, fall festival.
Mhm.
Do we want to host a different organization, and just split the proceeds? Yeah, we did the Girl Scouts last year. We can do this one this year.
And then have like a collaborative on her, like on her walk-a-thon in the morning, kind of a thing, like we can move down, shift the timeline a little bit, I don't think that's gonna be a big issue of moving it down. And then we would be supporting you would have to take care of a lot of the logisticals on that stuff, because I know that was the issue with the town, because then we had to create the Eventbrite, right? It was like, and the teams and like,
And the
all of
cleanup
that.
and all that stuff, and there's
that's
a
my only, I
lot.
don't know.
I'm sorry, it's just
No.
I had a thought while you guys
Yeah.
were talking. Another way to kind of get this through, but again, I'm just giving you
Mhm.
options.
Yeah, like
It
ideas,
goes
yeah.
about you, I know sometimes people just kind of talk to one of the council members and see
Yeah.
the initiative that a council member itself like brings forward to the council and approves it. So these are just the different avenues to kind of get through the door.
Mhm.
I know with the committees in general, it's always, one of the big questions is always unfortunately cost, because
Yeah,
and I ask because, if you're doing a 5K properly through a course that's been vetted.
Right.
Established as a 5K, which other organizations in town do on their own and use that same 5K. I don't know if you have an idea of where.
Right, like the, yeah, I know, like the
Like the
veterans,
veterans,
the track,
Yeah,
like that, yeah.
because there's
Mhm.
closures, obviously, there's a lot of costs that go to it, I will tell you, for example, the veterans one that he's mentioning, it is a huge cost, they tend to be very successful because they have really good sponsors that bring in a lot of money, and that's kind of like the seed funding for
The
that.
cost is gonna be
Yeah.
about 20,000.
Yeah.
I know that because we just finished it, I'm the chair of the Veterans Committee, and I know what our net was, and I know what our gross was, so it's gonna be 20,000 just to put that on. Police alone is 8,000.
yeah, the police is the most expensive,
'Cause
that's
they
why we didn't
close
even
the
have police
roads and
exposure
stuff
for
like
our
that.
festival.
But let me ask you, because I think.
But I'm trying to get to it, to what we're trying to do,
Is to still support
Better,
you, still have your people
cheaper,
out, but making
cheaper,
it a
and
cost.
faster.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure it out, and because it's a great event already,
Mhm.
and we were able to split the money with the Girl Scouts, so it helps the fundraising. So I'm trying to figure out what can we do to make you guys like, what's it called, the highlight,
Yeah, they could be like the highly, like it could be,
keynote or whatever.
yeah, like the main organization that, like the
Yeah,
nonprofit
exactly.
that we're
I mean, we can
supporting.
advertise it,
Mhm.
saying that we are supporting
You're
your
raising funds for-
organization.
And
We're raising funds for you guys at the May
To
Festival.
get approved, because when it comes to cost, we don't have a budget, we have zero, our budget is zero, everything that we do is because we've collected and we find
Right.
sponsors and all that. I think we're the only committee that doesn't have a budget.
No, there's one other.
But so then maybe that's a way to go around it so that we already have the event approved.
Right.
We already have that, so we don't have to go back and like go to count and try to get, you know what I mean? Unless you're able to
That's
speak
not
to the
wrong.
councilman and see if they can also push through, you know, maybe
Yeah,
some funding and stuff like that for it. That would be amazing because we just don't have the
yeah,
funds for
mean,
that.
So I think if you want to make it happen this year, the easiest thing, the cheapest thing was to make you guys.
We're
like,
raising money for your
You
nonprofit.
are the,
That's
you're
what-
the issue we're raising money for.
Yeah.
And we'll focus everything on, supporting first responders and
Yeah.
mental health issues,
Mhm.
first responders.
And that'll be the highlight. You can bring in your guest speaker.
Yes.
Like we can, you know what I mean? We can work like that and then we could do, maybe within the festival, we could do a walk, like we're gonna take some time right now to walk in memory of these, like something like that, so it doesn't become so costly and then like we might not get it approved.
okay,
That's the only things, you know?
okay.
You can put up banners, with each individual who took their
Oh, that'd be
life,
nice.
whatever, their story.
Mhm.
With a QR code, their banner with their picture, their story, and then, something that links to your organization's fundraising, whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That way, when folks are walking around, they can just easily do it that way,
Mhm.
and I think that would be the most effective and efficient way, but to kick off a 5K is 20 grand in this town, minimum, and I think, it would eat all the money you would raise,
Mhm.
unless you had huge sponsorships. And those are kind of hard to get.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, sponsored, but still, like when it comes down to it, because then there's all these other costs that,
Mhm.
and like the limitations of just like having like staff, right, to do all the work of the teams and the.
We end up
tracking
using
all that.
about, for the reindeer run, we probably end up with about 30 to 40 people working for 2 weeks before it even starts.
Mhm.
Well, those are ideas. I mean, I'm down for supporting your organization
Yeah,
1000% and incorporating it
Mhm.
in any way, so.
So I'm gonna make a motion that, what is it, May, when's our fall festival?
October 18th.
18th, that First Alarm Foundation be the organization that we sponsor, and we coordinate with them to develop a
Mhm.
plan of action and how we're going to
Incorporate you
basically
into the
highlight
event
and
and
help your
highlight.
fundraising
Okay.
and help your mission.
Is that
Great,
good?
thank
Yeah.
I second.
All in favor?
Hi.
I will mention one more thing,
I-
because you're I know you led on your own, so maybe you can give her some ideas. Right, that you were working with the Young Marines and they kind of did a 5K, but they did it kind of in a way where it was in the park, so they didn't have to close down streets, so it wasn't like
Yeah.
officially the 5K count, maybe a walk.
Something
Well,
like
I-
that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think,
Or we can still do some, like
we're
an
gonna
event.
do something,
right,
we're gonna
that you
do, the main-
highlight,
I think.
But
we
that we
should-
don't have to bring in, because if we name it that, then we don't have to bring all the police and the
Yes.
cops and all that, so it doesn't make
Right.
it that.
And people are gonna
often.
expect to be having a little number, and people are gonna expect to have their thing, you know, it's just. I think if we are just able to. Make you the event, you know. And have your banner out there. For the May Fall Festival and stuff like that.
We can still do like
And
a walk
have guest
before, like to
speakers.
start off the event.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can do a. Flag ceremony with our police department, you know, color guard, we can have guest speakers show up.
Question,
From
do they-
police and
would
fire
I
and
have
stuff
to
like that and talk about that mental
Present
health
to council
experts.
in
talk
July
about
that
that.
we're adding them to the
You know,
event,
but
highlight or no, because
it's a
it's already
pumpkin festival
approved.
too. So
The reason you have
color
to go to
guards and stuff
council
like
is
that.
because you're.
And that's what, you know, and sort of like we bring the kids in, because the parents follow.
The
You know what I
veterans,
mean?
have to give every year, the 5K. they have
And I
to
think that'll be the
put it in that money.
Best way.
Like they also
Get you
select.
about
the
2 or 3
benefactor.
grand, because if we try to do. A race, the cost would just eat it all up, and it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while.
And I know the town already knows you, but the day that I go present to council, why don't you come with me?
Yeah.
So when I'm there and I'm telling them I can introduce, I mean, and you can talk about your organization better than I will be able to, you know what I mean? And that way they can approve, we can get an approval right then and there.
Mhm.
Because I still have to get their approval to be able to incorporate you as a main
Okay.
nonprofit, okay? I'll
Yeah,
send
just
you,
let me know when it is.
yeah, she'll let us, I think it's in July,
Yeah, you guys go July 15th.
July 15th, and it's always like at 6 o'clock at night. And so I have to, we'll sit there and then I'll go up and then I'll speak to them and then you can come up with me and you can talk about the organization.
You got any way of getting like a static display of firefighter vehicles, cop vehicles? Do you guys have any connections on that? Okay, yeah, that'll be cool. The kids will love that. Bring the
Say, I
fire
think-
truck, bring
Yeah.
police cars. You know, bring the police dogs and service dogs and all that stuff. That'll be great.
Yeah, we definitely have the connections. That's not my biggest concern. And not even, honestly, the cost doesn't even bother me. I just really want fire and police to be,
Yeah, for
you
sure,
know,
highlighted, 1,000. I get it.
absolutely. I think they've kind of been left in the shadows and it's time.
Okay.
And one more point for you, sorry, I don't mean to drag this, I don't know if you're aware, I didn't think of it yesterday when I mentioned it, but we do have a public safety committee and they
Mhm.
kind of focus a lot on fire and police.
Okay.
So you may wanna talk to them as well in case there's any, you know, any way to collaborate, maybe on this event, maybe on something else. They're
Yeah.
also probably a good, committee to talk to. If
Yeah.
you want, I can send you the information on when they're meeting and you can talk to them.
They
as
do
well.
the 9/11 ceremony, Patriots
Mhm.
Day ceremony.
Mhm.
That'll be a really good ceremony.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the problems,
Mhm.
died, 9/11, stuff like that. And those who died afterwards, there was a lot of cancer deaths, I think,
Right.
mental health issues as
Mental
well.
health, yeah. speech.
All right, so we're good? We're good, okay. Adoption of minutes. I didn't see anything. The names are spelled correctly. That's what I thought.
That's fine.
Win is a win.
Except for mine. The first, what do you mean? That one?
And E instead of an
Didn't say.
A. How?
That was the only one. Everything else is fine.
I'll send the information you need.
All right, so. I make a motion to approve the minutes, and I like to talk about the budget, so. we get a
Yeah.
chance to.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you guys. Anybody else want to second that?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Go. Ah.
Sorry, I'm through it, I apologize.
Do you want to give us a little update? Because you came through for me at the last council meeting.
Man, I don't know if I know, that's so long
It was so
ago.
long. I was there, but I took my child and it was almost like 8 o'clock and they were going
Yeah.
off turf and the turf issue and I was like, I need to go home and do homework.
The parks.
But I don't, yeah, there was a lot of issues at hand that day and everybody was talking that
Is it
day.
optimist?
I don't know. I wasn't listening to be honest. And so I ended up leaving and then Will was
Well, they
there.
approved the.
They approved everything, right?
Yeah, everything.
Everything was approved that we
Ashton,
spoke about.
How's this guy doing in mayor? Good?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Alright.
He's doing great. In fact,
Oh.
I've never seen the council get along so well.
Good.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
All, events proposed were approved.
Everything was approved. Let's see if we'll have
Did you guys
some-
propose any new event that?
Yeah, we did the,
Yeah. I'm not waking
passion
up that
one
early.
with the.
Yeah,
Oh, the
I
new
saw
ones,
that.
right?
I saw
I'm not
that.
waking up that early.
Yeah,
What is this compassion workshop thing?
oh, well,
Okay, that's something else.
no, yeah, I'll,
We'll get to that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
I requested that, I don't know if they followed up on it, that I heard that the town got a grant for opiate
Yes.
use
Yeah.
reduction.
You guys had requested info on this, so I have a, pretty much like the presentation on this. If you guys want, I don't know, a copy.
Oh, perfect.
So that way we can see what money they have and what we need to do.
Maybe we can use that for the 98 clock.
Yeah,
We can use it, I think we can use it for the fall
but
festival.
it was
but
a
we
fall,
had-
I know you guys
festival.
had asked about the fall festival, and that's fine.
We had a ton of, drug rehab folks.
Like the fentanyl people
Yes.
over there, so a lot of
And narco-
recovery.
The not coming.
Yeah. Okay, so then we can move on to the final budget review. So we're good with the council meeting update. Basically, everything was approved.
Yeah,
Okay.
but let's go through this opiate thing real fast. How much money did he get? Does it say?
What's the
Does-
order of
does-
this thing?
Okay, educational program.
Top right.
awareness,
Then
disposal.
top left.
Okay, here we go. Here's the budget.
3,000.
For educational programs, public awareness campaign, the May Fall Festival is kind of both. It's a public awareness and educational program.
There's a thing, sorry, can I have one of the?
Oh.
Sorry, I
was
put
so
them all in one.
Where
For
the
rescuing.
starts?
So what I'm thinking is, can we request in order to assist the May, well, I see what I'm saying, October Fall Festival, so Fall Festival in October. It is a total public awareness campaign. We had like, as I recall, we had like 5 or 4 organizations that all they did was drug rehab.
Right.
We even had one that all they focused on was LGBTQ drug, and fentanyl, opiate rehab. So can we request, in order to support, our October Fall Festival, that the town award us a public awareness campaign budget of additional $3,250? I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to request that the town provide us $3,250 as part of the public awareness campaign in the opening budget in order for the fall festival.
Second.
All in favor?
Now,
You
just
can
something,
second too. I mean,
just something to keep in mind, I had already mentioned it, here, so kind of put this together, I had already mentioned that you guys. Had the idea of using any funds that we had for this, for that, and it does very much fall in line. The only thing is, I don't know if any of the money has been used so far, so let me
That's fine.
double
We'll find out,
check and then I can get back to you on it.
Well,
I don't think
if it
so,
has
but I
been
don't
used,
want you,
I haven't seen it.
so again, I don't know if it has or has not, I'll get back to you guys with. more
The only
information.
public awareness campaign I've seen for drug reduction has been our fall festival last year. So. And this is what we can use it for, social media, town website, outreach, digital advertising, which will be great, and we'll use it all that. In order to get more sponsors, in order to get more folks and get more people showing
With
up.
that said, I wanted to see if we could get our flyer made for the event already with the sponsorship packages. Because I already have people that were participating, asking, hey Nancy, I wanna go ahead
That's
and
awesome.
get my table reserved already. And I said, yeah, we have the date, but I don't have anything
Okay.
to send just yet. So I could start collecting sponsors and have everybody buy some.
Yeah, we can start doing the flyer and the sponsorship.
Amazing.
So we'll work on it.
Thanks. So if I can have that by like in the next meetings or so, I can already start collecting and then we'll have a better idea way ahead of what we're gonna have. We already know when we're gonna get the pumpkins and we know how many more or less to get. I think that what we ordered was good because we had so much left over that I think this year we will probably hopefully all get taken. I had pumpkins for like 4 weeks after in my house and I gave them away to all the kids in my neighborhood.
I have a question on the settlement funding plan. How long is this funding gonna be for? Is it just for 1 year? Is it multiple years?
I don't have that information.
Let's
here,
find out, so
but I
we
can
can,
find it.
yeah, let's find out that way we can ask it to be in our budget until we run out. So we have multiple year funding.
What is this disposable programs marketing that you can use this for the pharmacy locations? What is that exactly? Like, how do we make use of that?
I'm guessing it's to,
Like for people to go and dispose of their dirty noodles?
town will provide information and safe
No.
disposal program for
So-
unused and or expired. It's right here.
Yeah. Oh.
Unused or expired opiate medications. These
Yeah,
programs will provide secure locations for residents to drop
Because
off prescription.
You have
medications.
extras, you don't know, ideally, not throw them in just regular garbage.
Yeah.
So can we make flyers?
I'll find out more info on that.
Like.
Yeah, we should include it in our fall festival.
But then maybe what we could do is like use that $500 to make flyers telling people that they could, that this program exists and that they can go, we can have some here in the town, so just.
Oh, we definitely
place
need
the
to, we
flyers.
definitely need to put it on the website.
Yeah,
And then we can provide, we should create flyers, that we can hang up at mental health, servicing organizations that work in Miami Lakes, like
Yeah.
Rocky and stuff like that. You know, disposal,
Pharmacy right by my house.
yeah, and then school psychologists as well, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, we should develop a flyer.
Secure location is key there because
Also,
thinking like somebody.
here's a great thing, as for the educational program, we could request the 1,250 budget. Because Thriving Minds is gonna participate in our compassion workshop. So that could be, maybe we could use that for here, because I already spoke to them,
All right.
and and I'll give you guys up to date when we get to that
They
point.
do drug reduction of Thriving Minds.
Thriving Minds is the largest organization that gets funded by
Okay.
Miami-Dade County.
So, well, okay, I make a motion that we request an educational program budget of $1,250
For our workshop.
for our workshop,
Mhm.
acting with compassion.
And
All in favor?
Aye.
Wait, are you the one that says that?
It's okay.
Yeah, she's the one, she's the
I'm-
chair.
I'm
Don't get up
saying.
here, man.
So
Hector's
all in
trying.
favor is,
I'm sorry, because I was writing that.
No, no
What
worries.
would, so this would be for the compassion workshop is what you guys are
Yes,
requesting it for?
the educational program, yeah, because I already spoke to Thriving Minds and they're on board to participate in that.
And you know,
Yes, sir.
and at that event, we could pass out flyers and where to dispose of stuff too.
Is that the idea for the money? I guess that's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
gonna be to put, like, to make flyers, for us to have the food maybe for like cafecito for that.
And put together the
Put
event.
together the event, exactly.
Okay.
And here's another thing, well, before I forget, can we also start making a flyer for that too, because I
Yes.
have, like, I know Baptist wants to participate, but they need a flyer so that they can get money.
Okay,
And then, can we come up with the sponsorship package for the compassionate real quick?
That's May 19th, correct?
Yeah, that's right around
That's
the
right around the
corner.
corner.
And I already have 4 sponsors for that, so I need to give them a flyer.
now, in terms of sponsors, before we create that for you.
Sure,
I guess I wanna know what idea you guys have for sponsors, because when I think of a workshop in town hall, I feel like we can only get so many sponsors, because there's not a lot of
correct.
space.
So I'm gonna go, like, Baptist wants to be there because they're really promoting the urgent
Yeah.
care. So they just have a table and provide information. I was thinking maybe having like 4 or 5 providers with like little
Yeah.
tables on the side. and
I
that's it.
will say like 4 is already tight.
Okay, 4, then maybe.
But
3,
that's
4.
why I'm asking.
Yeah.
If you, I don't know if you guys had something else.
No, I was gonna think
Okay.
very strategic in terms of like having Baptist there. I'm sure if Thriving Minds is going to be one of the speakers, they might wanna have like an area to put their information out. Thriving Minds and West, they're all the same thing, which is the mobile response, but they can have like a table to have their.
So
stuff
I'll
there.
send it to you guys, but now the other thing I will say, this is a new event, so
Yeah.
I would not suggest going high on sponsorship for this
I was
because.
gonna put like $200, like $150 for a table.
Yeah, I would say I would say keep it on the lower end.
1000%.
So I just wanted to make sure.
I mean, just a little bit to get us.
Oh,
going.
That's fine, I mean, we got funding, we have funding
Well,
coming through the
especially if it's a
education.
new event, so.
Yeah, we have to hit up. Next year, we'll be able to
Yeah,
to
okay.
charge more. We can.
But I think the fall festival will bring in higher
Okay.
amounts.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bigger space. it's-
Yeah. And we already raised the table's just
Yeah,
significantly.
and
by
now we
50%.
have a connection with First Alarm, I think it's gonna be really.
We gotta figure out a way to like really spotlight and.
Yeah, we have to figure out how to spotlight them and what they can bring. so
And
we
make it
can
cost
spotlight.
effective, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
We
excited.
don't want them for that event? I don't know what the compassion workshop is about.
Yes,
We don't want them-
yeah, they could have a table there, definitely, because I'll reach out to her, she wants to like. That's the thing is like, we have to figure out like, space wise, we could use like this little outside area, I know they've set it up here and maybe like. On the side, maybe like 2 tables. Because we would want her organization to probably spotlight, she'll probably wanna be there.
You mean like outside in the hallway, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe we could add some there, we can have Baptist,
Well, that's where I thought that's where the 4 were gonna be.
oh, okay, okay.
Well, no, I'm asking if you had any other
You
ideas,
can't-
because it's,
It's tight in there.
it's tight, it's tight.
I honestly don't expect there's gonna be like too much of a freaking crowd the first time, so maybe we could take off some of the chairs on the side and put 2 more little people inside.
I mean, I'm just letting you know, because we had other events where we do tables outside and it gets tight, like, or it's tight.
The intention behind it.
What?
And especially if you're gonna have.
Person like a sailor.
Just a
I'm so
freaking-
sorry.
No, you didn't actually say anything.
You didn't say anything.
Not a curse word for me, child.
You
I'll
know
teach
the
you some
intention
after.
behind
No,
it.
it's not the word itself, Lindsay, it's the
The
intent.
intent
behind it.
behind it.
That's why he was like.
Welcome to my work.
Yeah. Anyhow.
But just- Like, we could get, like, there's a couple organizations
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really wanna participate, and so.
Yeah.
we could use-
I really will caution you with the
I get it.
tables, because
I
we
get
have
it.
events here all the time and
No, I know.
it gets tight enough.
No, I know. Okay, so we'll figure that, but we can maybe get the sponsorship there. So what do we wanna do the tables for the workshop? 150, 100?
Like I say, like,
We don't need
low
any
for me
tags,
is
we don't
50. Low for me is 50.
No, but these organizations.
I mean, they're Baptist health.
Yeah,
Let's do-
it's
let's
from
do-
now
let's
to
do-
100 bucks is fun.
let's do 150, why not? You
Yeah,
know, let's do
people.
150, but let's limit it to 3, so that way we don't have too much people jumping on top of each other. 4, okay.
So
Hey,
either
you're
we
the
do,
boss.
either we do 3 of 200, because they're gonna have more attention, because it's less.
Now, remember, we're getting an
Or-
educational program budget, we're getting
Yeah, we're not
$1,250, so,
We are. you
yes.
think?
Oh, no, I know so, they don't got anything in the queue to do any of this.
I don't know about not having anything, but I will find out.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I have my ear to the ground, I know you guys are.
So.
Ear to the
So we have
ground.
a couple things, I know some of you are gonna go like in the next 4 minutes, so we got that. I guess you have to review the festival final budget to kind of figure out. Are we
Okay, so
gonna
we'll
get
make
that
the
money?
motion, I make the motion that we charge sponsors for the workshop for compassion, $200 per table. or-
We're moving to.
Okay, hold on, because we didn't put the motion for the actual amount for the table, so.
No, so I go to new business, the workshop details. Right?
Yeah,
You guys are jumping around.
Yeah, okay, we're jumping
Yeah,
around.
I know, that's it. Okay, so motion,
I'll try to help you guys.
charge
Let's have a.
150,
150 is reasonable.
I think
yeah,
150
she
is
threw us
fine.
off when she gave us the
Much
opiate
more,
stuff.
Yeah. So let's go back to B, because that's where we really are, the
Yes.
review of the festival final budget.
So B, I included the budget there for you guys. This was printed last week. So I think these are all, that 6,000 really is all the money we received. We double checked against the list we
Perfect.
had, and the 6,000, that's all the money that came.
And so our net is $3,694.20.
Correct.
Have we divvied it up with the Girl Scout yet?
No, we
that
have,
would-
this is the first time I'm
This
sure
is the
you
first
guys
time we're
get
doing
these
it, and
numbers.
now we're gonna give half of this to that.
Yes. Oh, boy, get, I feel it.
I saw the 3,000 and.
Yes,
600.
that's pretty good money.
Yeah,
And then we
that's
can
no
do it
problem.
at the next council meeting, so they can come, and we can get like a little.
So do the presentation. So I'll try to confirm that with the mayor's office.
All right, so I make a motion to provide, let me do the math with my calculator.
1,847 with cents.
Yeah. Motion to provide $1,847.10 to the Girl Scout troop. Who was our sponsor?
And second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Can one of you reach out to them and let them know to come to the April? Well, wait till I give you
Let me know, and then
confirmation.
I'll copy you the
Okay.
email when I send it to her, because I have her email.
Perfect.
In my email. Alright. Perfect, so we got two out of the way. The resources for the community, I know you emailed me about that. I think that was the PDF file that you sent me yesterday.
Okay, somebody, I
think
think one
it's
of you
Rosie.
put it together because it said my release and it wasn't us, so I think one of you guys put it
Yeah,
together.
that was like originally before
Okay.
we were trying to.
You want me to ask her for it directly? What was that sent? The thing is that I need the PDF, so we just copy and paste it on there. I tried converting it, but the image quality is not too good, so I can't do it.
Let me see if I have, I
Yeah.
think I have, let me. confirm real quick.
Just so you guys know, this is you guys have given me a list of resources that you needed to be updated on our website, so that's what we're talking about.
Oh,
The nonprofits that we have been back and forth, they're basically with the same ones over and over again, basically.
I realized that somewhere missing though from that list, we're not on there, so I just need if you guys
No,
need
I
me the
think I
Word
made,
doc.
I think this is the one that I made, the crisis
Oh.
one, which is the 988 number, the crisis text
So do you
line.
have the original file? Cause if you can send me that, I had a scan, so it wasn't good quality.
I got you, I think I have it, yeah, I have
Okay,
it, I'll send
so
it to you,
Lindsay will send
I'll send it to you this
me
afternoon.
the resources list. And something else, I think this has to do with what you guys. I wanna go back to this. You guys had asked if there was any way that under that same web page of yours, if we could add all the businesses, even if they are not non-for-profits, if we can add them on there, so, I don't know
all
if
the
I sent you guys-
local Miami Lakes businesses.
Yeah. So we are putting together kind of like a VTR list, of all the businesses in Miami Lakes.
Oh,
And the idea is that platform allows you to filter by type, like category type.
Okay,
So this is gonna live in
For
the
everybody.
website for everything, not just
Everything,
mental
correct.
health, like just all the businesses,
I
so.
love that.
So the idea is that for the mental health task force, I guess we're gonna duplicate it there and just already have it pre-filtered to that category. So that kind of fogs up.
I'm excited,
All right,
okay.
mission accomplished.
Sorry for being such a stickler on
No,
this
you're-
issue, but, did we finally get approval for at least the questions to be on the website?
Sorry, I thought I sent you guys a response on that. You have.
We
I
got
thought I
the
sent you guys a response, cause I feel like,
I do not recall receiving,
I don't.
a correspondence on that.
I don't remember right now, cause this was a back and forth conversation.
Yeah, the latest one was that the lawyers are not comfortable adding a PDF to the website.
Yeah, hold on, it might have been to you. Let me pull up my. If it's not written, I will forget. Okay, yeah, he doesn't feel comfortable with us posting, that was the final.
Mhm.
With us
The
posting the
PDF.
worksheet, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That worksheet will not be posted on our time website because of the liability.
Yeah.
We can instead post to the webpage some language from the worksheet and let the page visitors know that if they're feeling any of these
They can
symptoms,
go directly. to
they should
the-
call 988 or reach out to any of the services we provide contact info to.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the final answer. to that.
So for next meeting, can we discuss what questions to put up? And then, or slash symptoms and then create that or put them
Let
up
me
or?
open the page, because I think we already updated some.
And I think that should be done by the lawyer, like a whoever, there should be, it's a liability, 'cause who's gonna check that, what if somebody says, yeah, I wanna kill myself, and nobody's checking that
Okay.
Well,
website?
nobody's actually answering the questions.
Yeah,
The whole purpose is to have the questions on the website. That's it.
Yeah, but they said no to the question.
yeah,
No,
no,
I
it's like
think
not
this
the
was the
PDF.
answer.
right,
The answer was adding kind of like directing somebody.
correct, like if you're feeling sad or depressed, then please,
This
reach
is
out,
what-
call 988 or one of the providers,
Oh,
like
so
that
there's
is the
like
language.
zero like questions.
zero questions.
I
Yes.
just, it's a liability,
Yeah,
it makes sense. It's a
It,
liability.
okay, so, sorry, I can pull it up right now. This is pretty much what we did on the webpage. So if you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, call
I
988.
love it, that's perfect,
good.
that's how it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, cause over there will be a licensed person who will
Yeah.
be getting the information.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
contract.
98 is ultimately the,
Yeah.
the end game there.
Or they can go to, when they eventually put the providers, they can reach out to a provider that will offer services in the area or Citrus or the hospital.
The last thing I will say about the BTR list, because this was also a detail.
Yeah.
keep in mind that this is any business that is operating incorrectly without a VTR is not gonna come up on that filter
Makes
list,
sense.
so. I'm just saying, in case there's somebody on there that you don't see, that's the
Yeah.
only reason that why they would not show up there, so I guess I'll keep you guys updated
Mhm.
on when that goes live.
Awesome. All right.
I think that's a good way because it limits it to people that are actually paying their business taxes and keeping it in the
Are we up to banners now? Banners?
So the banners, I know that that was a Gary thing about which I think Humana still wanted to sponsor it, I think. Is there
In
anything
terms
from the
of
town? or
funding,
anything?
I don't have, yeah, that's a you
Yeah.
guys thing, but. What I can tell you is we definitely are not able to put them up on Miami Lakes,
Yeah.
because there is just no space. However, we can put them on other town, as long as they're town roads, we can do that. So I know that there's areas around like Optimus Park that we can do that. I don't know if that's something that interests you guys.
So wouldn't it be put down like where they put it last time? I don't remember. I
You
think
guys
was
put
like-
it down Miami Lakes,
like
Drive, I
Publix
believe,
and stuff.
between Publix
Okay.
and Red Road, I wanna say, it was around that
Yeah, I
area.
remember more. or
But
less.
that's where the grad banners.
Sure.
So now it just clashes, and as it is, we're already tight with the
And the
veterans.
banners too. So it could be put somewhere else.
I have a question.
Okay.
This budget for this opiate stuff, is it, per program, per event, exactly, is that what I'm reading here, Isles? So what I'm thinking is, why don't we create a public awareness campaign using the banners that's focused on opiate, the opiate issue? You know what I mean? Directly answering this. And that'll be separate from
If-
our fall festival and all that stuff.
Yeah, or if the banners, because the banners are, they rotate them, right? And like they can't be up there like year round.
Yeah.
Why, instead of doing banners, why don't we do the little plaques at the Publix shopping
There you
center with a 988? And
Yeah.
then we just cross out the banners because the banners become problematic and I'll show you.
Right.
what we have.
I've seen them by where I live too, yeah, I've seen them at Publix
At
actually.
the Publix, I mean, why don't we do that here?
And I've seen, I haven't
Yeah, I've seen them.
So they have this. And the Publix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've seen it too.
Then that becomes a permanent thing. That'll be a good idea.
It's the 988 number, and I think it ties into with, but with awareness, and we can do it, and it's in our Publix where the whole, all the
Okay.
community goes, so I think it's a great.
So I'd like to
idea.
make a motion that we,
So we scrap
Remove
the
the other
banners,
motion.
we don't,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. You don't
The
make a
banners
motion.
are- rotate them.
If you don't make a motion, it doesn't happen. So I make a motion that we do a public awareness campaign for 988, you know, which will help all types of folks, addicts, et cetera, opiates. Using public awareness campaign money to help pay for those 988 signs.
Okay.
Second motion.
Second, all in favor?
I,
Okay. And could we get like a quote for the plaques to see how much those would cost, I don't know.
Yeah,
The
so
vendors.
you guys don't, the committees don't have to go through procurement, so we're welcome to use any vendor as long as it's not like a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
We are using one right now for a sign that we're creating for our neighborhood improvement committee. So I can request, they're called Broward signs, so I can ask them if they've already done it, they can already tell us what the job. I guess, cost.
Exactly, and they give them the.
And then I can give you guys that information, if, you know, if it's not a price you guys don't like, or you guys can do better, then I would ask you guys to bring proposals for that.
Fair enough.
And
Well, yeah, I
then
mean,
it
if-
takes care of asking the community where we can put them.
Yeah, that's
Who
another thing.
has
How many-
Publix, who has,
I think, I would say that in order to do this efficiently, I think it would be good for you guys to do some research on how other people have figured out where to put it, because I honestly, I wouldn't know.
I'll chat.
But
Yeah, we just gotta decide what local business.
But I can try getting
You
them.
just talk to the manager at Publix and they
Yeah.
will let you do it.
Wait, oh,
Especially if you're, you know, wearing your official mental health passport.
And I can ask building department if it has anything to do with them. I don't know if it does. I'm just
It might
putting
be,
it out there.
I don't know.
If there needs to be any
zoning
clearance
or
with them,
anything,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
All right.
Okay, we
We are
got something
spending, we are
going.
spending this federal money.
Maybe we're good and fast. We found many ways to spend it. All right. So new business, chairman meeting update. I don't remember what that was about.
I was there for it. That's what you remember. Basically, the biggest thing on the chairman's meeting update that I can share with everybody is they have changed the quorum rules. Now it's only gonna be a third instead of 1/2 plus 1.
Okay.
And they have really tightened up on the attendance rules. So if you miss 3
Consecutive,
consecutive, you know,
unexcused, you're out.
unexcused, you're out.
What are
Miss
the
five.
excuses?
The excuse has to be by the chair. The chair,
Well, there's a
Like if I
guideline.
cancel- like
the
if-
guideline,
Like if
that-
I cancel because we.
No,
can't
like
perform,
you have to let us, you have to dictate whether it's an excuse or not.
For example, I
You're the
missed 3
teacher.
times.
Oh, God.
I missed 3 times in a row, but whatever reason has to be
Yeah,
based on the
exactly, yeah.
criteria.
Like you got a death of a family.
But it is
and
like
then-
up to discretion.
Yeah, but if you're like annoying.
But she
because
just
you're
has
not
to
showing
tell-
up, then.
she doesn't tell you, she doesn't have to make it part of the public
Obviously.
record, and you can just say, I've excused this.
Well, you do have to let me know because
Yeah,
we're,
you just have to-
yeah.
Gotta let her.
Yeah, we don't have to go into the details of why, it's just, it's communicated to you and you say, yes, this person is excused or not at the meeting and
And
then.
then the requirement is, you know, when you do your council report every year to the council now, you have to include anybody who's had an absence issue or how attendance has been going. But since quorum is now only 1/3, that's pretty easy to make quorum.
Yeah.
So we should be able to conduct business, you know, with that low quorum, but
That's 2 people.
yeah.
We have a mission of attendance.
I think just last month, but it was like, it was chaotic for all of us, like all of us, when we
I
were
was in a different
struggling,
country.
you weren't even here.
No.
and it was like, oh.
Something I am, an update from that as well, we are now taking public comments online. However, the public, and I only mention this because I know some of the committees tend to go into conversation when public comments happen. That's really up to you guys. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It really is supposed to be like council meetings. The person that's here gives a public comment and that's it. If the committee wants to take an action on it, the proper way to do it is really for you guys to make a motion to add it to the agenda item, and it should be discussed at that point when you get to the agenda item, rather than that. Again, you guys have a certain style, that's fine. I'm just letting you know that that's kind of how it should be.
With, the Veterans Committee, we had public comment, on Zoom, whatever it was. And, you know, we opened the public comments, the person spoke, and we answered their question directly, because we're not gonna have a line of 45 people asking.
But the reason I mention
know.
it is because what's very different from the committee meetings and the council meeting is that council meetings have a whole IT team to go back and forth and you know, like.
Here we
when-
don't.
We don't have that. So the reason I mention that is because staff liaison will only open up the public comments when it is the designated public comment time, and it will be kept to 3 minutes. When that's done, if the person logs in an hour later, we're not opening up.
No, that's fine,
comments again.
that's fine, yeah, that's the way it should be, that's the way it should
Yeah.
be.
So I'm just, I
Public
want to make
comments
sure you
is what
guys.
public comments happen, that's Robert's rule, but you know.
It's 3 minutes here.
But like we did here, you know, they did public
Technically,
comments
yes,
where,
right.
in council's meeting, they don't respond back.
Yeah.
Because they
don't.
have a.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like,
Yeah,
that's you guys kind
can't
of
just-
creating
we can't just
that.
Let her like
That's
talk,
right.
we're like, thank you so much, and then like she leaves and then we.
Yeah,
talk
but
about
we
it
engage
after.
them, because we
Yeah.
try to figure it out, you know.
Talk about it.
No, but I'm saying, you can still engage, the proper way would really be to add it into the agenda item, so then maybe, you know, give it its proper time at that.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to give your public comment?
Yeah, that's it. Some people do it like that.
Really? What?
That was it.
That was it.
Perfect. So now we go to the CBT coalition and I get to answer Marley's question. So the CIT is the Miami-Dade County has this whole program where they're trying to educate the police officers on proper way to address mental health calls. And then Officer Amador had come at previous meetings and he tried doing this event with elderly affairs, but it was difficult because of the time. They wanted to do it early in the morning, not many people could come. So perfect opportunity is for us to go ahead and do it with him. The point of it would be to like educate the community on the mobile response team that Thriving Minds now has. So Miami-Dade County has this line. Instead of calling 911, you can call them. And they'll send a licensed clinician over to wherever it is to try to de-escalate the situation. Okay. So I've been to a couple of the CIT Miami-Dade County meetings. I went to the last one and they are doing amazing work. And that's where I was able to meet with a lot of the people from Thriving Minds. I spoke to people of West Care, 211, and I mentioned to them the event. I mentioned to Hopsy, she's the one that's in charge of the CIT initiative with Miami-Dade County. And getting the police officers, you know, more educated on how to respond and how to use the mobile response team. A lot of people, even providers, don't know that they exist, that this is an option. So the point is for them to come out here and tell the community, you know, like invite all family members, your school, teachers, everybody to come out here and learn about this alternative rather than calling 911. And also on when, and I think I shared, the crisis thing that we have at my office, where it tells you how to, like, if you're gonna call an officer, how to address, say, hi, how are you? This is a mental health, emergency, so that they know that they're gonna come to de-escalate it, the situation rather than to make it worse, when they're coming out to it. And so the point is, so with this, we have to coordinate with Officer Amador on the exact date, which is like he was gonna get back to us. But he was there at that meeting and everybody's on board. It's just about finding the exact date that works for everybody. And we're gonna host it in the afternoon at like around 6 o'clock after work to make it accessible to people, that are working and in school and all that.
So CIT is not the same thing as responding with compassion. They're two different.
Yeah, this is a crisis intervention team from Miami-Dade County. That's what it stands for.
But I thought it was the same, I'm confused too.
See you
I
guys.
thought they were the same thing.
What?
I thought the responding with compassion
No,
workshop.
workshop,
See, I have-
We named it Respond with Compassion.
okay,
That's what we named the
so it's the
workshop.
same thing.
Yes, CIT is
About
the name.
CIT.
It's, yeah.
Okay.
The crisis intervention team of Miami-Dade County. They're the ones that are, and the mobile response team. These are
There will
different
be
ways that you can.
The one in charge of
They're gonna be coming here.
educating people
telling
that
us-
come to the responding with compassion.
Exactly,
Okay.
workshop.
I
So it is the
gotcha.
same.
Okay.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing, it's just, we named our event for the town, it's gonna call Responding with Compassion Workshop, and the speakers
The
are
I'm
gonna
gonna
be.
put CIT.
Are gonna be Thriving Minds, which Thriving Minds and West Care and the mobile response team is the same organization. So
Okay.
Thriving Minds gets all this money from Miami-Dade County, again, millions of dollars. And they have to develop these programs. So what they did is that they developed the West Care Mobile Response Team. West Care is the sub-organization that kind of
Okay.
oversees that. Those girls, Lucia and Rochan, they're gonna come over here. They're gonna give us a nice presentation that they already did for us that day about statistics, how many
Awesome.
calls they're getting, what number to call, how many licensed clinicians. They now have 3 locations. They're gonna tell this all to the community. And then we're gonna have
And what's
Miami-Dade
the, what's the
County
date and
officers.
time for this again?
So we have tentatively May 16th at 6 PM, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me know.
But we have to confirm with Officer Amador because we need to make sure that the officers are gonna be available that.
Yeah,
day.
have you guys
We
scheduled
said
Thursday, May
May
15th?
May 15th, sorry.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah, it's a Thursday.
Okay.
My apologies, I don't know, I'm talking on.
I have
off my
the,
head.
I mean, I don't think we've confirmed the time. I just know I booked 5 to 8 PM. for you
Correct.
guys.
We're just waiting again for Officer Amador, so I'll follow up with him.
Oh, I think that's what we had talked about, that it would be nice if we can, if they could, whoever, I guess, him
Yeah.
or you guys could confirm who the speakers were gonna be, so we can add that to the
To the
flyer.
flyer, okay, so I'm gonna speak with him to see if we
Okay.
get that down, I'll get whoever's gonna, I know who's gonna come from the mobile response, because it's seeing 2 girls, Lucia. And then, that's it, and then I don't know if Hopsy wants to come too, and with who Officer Amador is gonna bring from his team.
Yeah, if you could let me know like that, we can start.
Perfect, I'll get that to you. And that's what it basically is.
All right.
I think it's good, it's like an
Now,
educational.
7D, the plaque 988, I think we already took care of that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, and I know, rock and roll.
Oh, and right on
We may
time.
be done in an hour.
2 minutes. spare.
What? What was the last thing?
What? But, okay, so when, the last one was the 98 plaque that I
Okay,
had.
you know what? I'm sorry.
I
just no problem.
with this one.
I was supposed to give you
This
guys
one
this note
is
last.
for
time.
the
Okay, I get it.
The
Passion.
funding,
Oh, okay.
the
so that's
1250
okay.
of the
Guys,
opioid.
listen.
Yeah,
There's
sorry, I have
news
some
on
more
the
details.
funding.
The
Yeah.
1250 of the educational program.
Okay.
It is reserved for events. So, for
That's
example, the
compact?
speaker one of the events.
Yeah,
Like
the
if you have to
Bright
pay
Minds.
a keynote
Yeah.
speaker or something
Oh,
that,
yeah.
it cannot be for things like chairs, tables.
No, but
It has to be for program awareness.
Okay.
And then if I have more details, I'll send them to you guys as well. I just wanna make sure, cause what did we vote on here? Hold on.
So what happened with the banners? We're not doing the banners?
No, we're not doing
anymore?
banners,
Okay.
we're doing a
So
988
do we
sign.
need a motion to
I
not do
will
banners?
say, do a motion,
Yeah,
because what
that's what I was
happens is
thinking.
that. I mean, unless you guys still wanna do it, I don't know. That's
I make a
up
motion that we don't do
Yeah, that's-
banners and instead we do the 988 foam
Yeah.
plaques.
Yeah.
Second.
Yes,
thank
all
you.
in favor?
Motion.
Uh,
I just think it makes more sense because the banners, they can't be up year round. They're not even gonna put them in the main areas of the town and like. and-
unless you have a sponsor like we have for the veterans banners who is willing to do it every year. It's a pain in the neck, even with a sponsor, it's kind of a pain in the neck.
you know?
Yeah. And so I think the plaques would be more consistent and.
And they'll be up there the whole time.
That'll be
You said it could be used for speakers and what else?
For example, like for the speaker, anything that brings program awareness. I think I have like a link or something. Let me find it and I'll send it to you. So we'll have a little more information on
That way we
how
can-
the money can be
So
spent.
know what we can use.
So what I'll do
Well,
is,
yeah,
once
and
you
we
put
can
together.
tailor the language of what we're gonna do,
Once
to
you put
fit
together
what
the
the.
final conclusion, then we can see if any of like what,
Uh,
once I confirm the
the federal
speakers and who's
government.
coming, if any of that falls
So,
through that.
yeah, exactly. So we can use it for like, yeah. So the 1250, you guys are gonna have to make sure it's used for the speaker.
Yeah, give me the
Yeah, I'll give you more
criteria,
specifics.
and I guarantee
But
that
for
we
sure,
will match
nothing
the
like
criteria.
chairs, event or logistics, not.
That
You
makes sense,
actually-
we don't need that,
You're right.
it's all the town.
But I guess keep
The
that in
chairs-
mind for
If it
the
was
other
like-
event.
Chairs and
For
tables are
the,
already
yeah,
provided by
for
the
that
town.
one. would
You have
be
enough funding from sponsors, so it's.
through, and
Yeah.
that would be more of the public awareness one, because
Okay.
that's more outreach.
Okay.
That would probably fall more into
Yeah,
that one.
that's
for
the
health.
program then for the fall festival,
Mhm.
it's different than the other one.
Correct, that's more outreach, because we'll be out in the community, we'll be, you know,
I think it, the
we're gonna be
criteria
using
from
the
what I
social
see
media
there,
to promote the event.
yeah, everything that deals with public awareness campaigns, social media, town website outreach, digital advertising, production, saying, man, we're gonna.
And I'm
cover all
also
that.
sharing this, just as we prepare for the workshop, Lindsay had already drafted this up for the event. And these are just any resources you guys need from us to put together the events.
Oh, yeah, I already
It's already filled out. by you.
And for food
So just
vendors,
let me know if there's anything else.
not food trucks, obviously is what I'm talking, I'm just talking like maybe to have some pastelitos and cafecito for when people come in, like, you know, and have a little.
Look, what we can do is we can get a sponsor
Yeah.
to pay for that.
One of the tables, the money that we'll get for one of the tables, like $200, and we can go buy pastelitos and stuff and just have
Exactly
it
right.
there.
Exactly
Use that
right.
money towards that.
Yeah, exactly right.
And then, and maybe some waters, you know, like a little pack of waters for people to have there. The tables, they come with the town, 'cause, I mean, we can find 3 tables.
Yeah,
And then their chairs are there, the microphone and audio are already in the room.
yeah.
We don't really,
No cost. for that.
yeah.
We just need to come up with
The
a,
registration page would just be the event,
Eventbrite,
which is
so we'll do
also,
that up.
exactly, and then the program, that would probably be something we could get done.
If it's just paper like this, we can do it at no cost.
And like, just a couple of things, they're saying like, who the guest speaker,
Yeah.
like, welcome to the.
Yeah,
like a
so
little
once we
thing.
have those details, we can fill it in. The only thing I would probably need from you guys to fill it, so we kind of designed the programs for the other events. We can base it off of that. What I would need from you guys is just kind of the run of show, which goes back to the speakers and whatever.
Quick, and just send it to you, and then we just print it out.
Yeah. No, I mean, we have something to it, so we can do it.
Okay.
I just need like the text.
Yeah.
That's all.
do we need a subcommittee? for
That's
this?
what I was gonna say, we need another meeting, cause it's
Yes.
only a month away, I mean,
Yeah.
one official meeting away.
I think we need a subcommittee for
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
I make a motion to
I
create a
would-
subcommittee.
The subcommittees before your next regular meeting.
Perfect.
Yeah, I make a motion to do a subcommittee.
Second.
What do you wanna,
Let me know what days to look.
Do you guys, so you wanna keep it on a Wednesday?
anyone, and you second the motion to make a subcommittee?
Yes.
You.
All in favor?
Aye. I cannot usurp your power, Madam Chair.
Do you guys wanna shoot for maybe April 2nd? That's in 2 weeks. I could get some information,
I will
I could get
be in North
cracking on that
Carolina.
next week and get
I
everything.
can
else.
only April 2nd.
I'll be in
April
North
9th?
Carolina.
Or if you guys
I'll
are
be in
flexible
North
with a different day that's not Wednesday.
I could do April 10th.
Me too.
Same time, same station.
Is
April
everybody okay
10th.
with that? Are you available? Cause I maybe have another.
With
thing.
Eric, just make sure.
Yeah. So April 10th, which is a Thursday. At 4 p.m. Good thinking.
Yeah, and you gotta come up with an agenda of what we need to do.
And that way,
Yeah.
I'll confirm the day with Officer Amador. I'll reach out to Thriving Minds and Healthcare, get them confirmed, have all that, and then we just come up that day with the
And at 4 p.m. too, right?
format. And then we make sure that Officer Amador can be there that day. too.
At what time we're gonna do the meeting for?
Same thing.
I tell you what, if you bring pastelitos and cafe, the police will be.
On my son.
Dang it. All right, make a motion to adjourn.